My personal problem, because I'm still starting, is I have lots of really bleeding stories of my customers with no money.
A friend of mine is hosting an event that starts tomorrow. Last year he did an event and he sold like $250,000 worth of coaching at this event. And it was all musicians. One of my other clients is in our mastermind, our Biggs mastermind, and she coaches artists that paint. And like, how much could an artist pay? Right? How much could a musician pay? They can't pay, right? They can't, right? Isn't that right? No, that's not right. So Gwen coaches artists, and she's gotten clients for $5,000 and $10,000 each. And she coaches artists. And Tiamo's gotten clients for $15,000 and $25,000 each, and he coaches musicians. So the moral of the story is anybody can pay, like most any market can pay. Now, and I would say there's even people who would pay $100,000. There are probably artists who would pay him $100,000 to work with him. There's probably artists who would pay $100,000 to work with Gwen. And, in any niche market, there's people who would pay $100,000 to work with you. Now, it doesn't mean that all of them are going to pay that, but there's some of them out there. And so what we'll be talking about more yesterday is where to find those higher paying clients. We'll talk more about that actually tomorrow. But so who do you coach?
I do stress and anger management. So I have from the get-go...
I can't afford this! I can't believe you would charge this much! Ah!
That's me. But there's two...
Is that what happens?
Two different kind of people. The ones, they are the poor ones. They are, I'm sick, I'm the poorest thing in the world. So suppressed aggression, suppressed anger. Uh-huh. And then, of course, there are the reactive ones. And they switch back and forth. They start with, I'm the poor one, and if you don't give them the right answer, then they become like that.
Okay, so I'm going to recommend, since you're a newer coach, that you find a better niche market.
But I'm good what I'm doing.
Well, I don't know, man. Who here wants to work in her niche? I mean, we're like, oh my God, I want those clients. Yeah. Let's let those people work with someone else. Yeah. Who wants to coach them for free and get abused?
All right. That's a good answer.
Yeah. I like external results for coaching. Now, one of my clients here, Aziz, he's a confidence coach, and he just did over $300,000 last year in his business. Good job, brother. And so you can have success working with people, maybe on confidence or some specific emotion thing, maybe a happiness coach, or even an anger or stress coach. And the truth is, you can be successful with pretty much any kind of coaching when you are strong in here, which Aziz absolutely is. When you're strong in here, you can attract clients. You can pretty much say anything, do anything, and like people just will tumble into your life, somehow, and be like, here, take my money. However, from a marketing standpoint, it tends to be a lot easier to work on external results. So lose weight, find love, grow your business, get hired, find a career you love, stuff like that. So the more external focused, generally speaking, the better. Because it's easier to ring people's bell, and it's easier to people to crystallize concrete and see exactly what it means to get it. find your soulmate now, it is, I get it. You don't, like, we don't need to have a whole talk about it, you know. And if people get the conclusion that, oh, if I only had confidence, then I could get the thing, then that's good. And Aziz is crushing it with his business, so, you know, what the hell do I know? But it's just easier for people, like there's one less step for people to jump through. The reason I call it speaking the language of clients, and the language of clients is the language of results. The reason I call it speaking the language of clients is because if I think about it like, if I went to, well, let's say someone from France, let's say, comes to the US and they're only speaking French, like they could be telling me, hey, I just won $1 million and I want to give you as much money as I can. You know, I'm giving out I'm just handing out money to everybody. But if I can't understand him, I'm going to like go, what? Huh? And I'm going to probably run away from him, even if he has money in his hand trying to give it to me. Right? Maybe. I'm a good receiver, so I'll probably find a way to let it. But for the most part, it's like if you can't speak the same language, then there's a translation that needs to happen. And when you start talking about things like, you know, I help people with, well, you know, stress and anger, I mean, that's a thing in and of itself. But like, people only want to work on that because of something else, probably. Like, oh, this anger issue is ruining my marriage. Oh, so maybe you want to be a save your marriage coach for men. Or, anyway, the bottom line is just eliminate the need for translation by being very clear, very specific, and ultimately, most often, focusing on an external result. Really everybody wants an internal result. We just want to be happier. If I just had this relationship, then I'd be happier. If I just had more money, then I'd be happier. And we all know deep down inside we could all be happier right now, even if we didn't make more money or find more love or, you know, whatever it is, right? We could have happiness now. But knowing that, we still want the $1 million, right? You know that being more grateful is going to be increase the quality of your life even more than an extra $1 million, but we still want the $1 million, and so do your clients. And whatever that $1 million is, it could be being thin, it could be finding love, it could be any of those things. It could be looking and feeling 15 years younger. So from a marketing standpoint, I like an external result more than an internal result. That said, the most important thing you should do is get in tune with your intuition and go where you're guided, because that will lead you to the right place all the time. Although not always in a direct line, trusting your intuition will get you where you're meant to be.